So now I'd like to ask Jim, to begin the general impressions discussion. David Yoga and Jim Winkler will begin, followed by Susan Shinazzi and Tom Schuler. And then Joan Iverson Nassar and Stefan Vanich to provide their general impressions. But before we do that, I wonder if you could please give a quick round of applause for our incredible jury. David and Jim?
Well, they told us they didn't know how many people were going to show up, but to expect a crowd, and here you all are. So it's great to be here, and I'm extremely I'm really grateful to be part of this Design Awards program, Integrated Habitat, and I expected it to be challenging and a lot of work and also a lot of fun, and it certainly has been all of those things. As an ecological designer, probably next to only a few places in Germany, I've been most inspired by the city of Portland and the range of planning initiatives and on-the-ground implemented green projects since I first visited here about 15 years ago, and that remains to be the case. And I think it's in part a tribute to the green leadership that is present in this room and beyond. That is an essential component of making these things happen. This integrated habitat design competition, I think, serves a couple of things. One of which is to raise the awareness and communicate the idea of green development as a way to improve our communities, our health, and our economy. And I think that this program is working to accomplish that. I think it's also important in that it serves as a bellwether to see how good of a job we are doing teaching our students in the design professions and our young professionals about integrated green design practice, and to see how that comes out in the actual submittals. I think this was an extremely challenging design problem, actually 3 separate design problems, and part of that challenge is to have an understanding of the places, the 3 different sites that were the subject of the design. And I would say that most all of the design submittals, in my impression, had a lot of really interesting, creative, and adventurous ideas in some cases. The thing that will, I believe, come out as you see the actual winners of the awards is that those that really integrate a variety of disciplines into the solution: architecture, green building practice, sustainable site, water, integrated rainwater management, and ecological landscape restoration are those that are closest to achieving the goals of the competition. So, again, I'm grateful to be here and look forward to sharing the winners with you.
Extraordinarily blessed as a community to have Jurist of this caliber arrive in our community. I can't tell you how impressed I was as a professional in the development community to listen to the insightful comments of David, Tom, Jane, Susan, and Stefan as we began to really look deeply at the various entries that were submitted. I am enormously impressed by the fact that we had 107 highly competent responses from 7 I was very gratified by what I really see as the big idea that we have literally in this region and throughout the country thousands and thousands of young students who have embraced recognize that integrating habitat into design is the next stage. We are beginning, I think, in a very real, meaningful way to understand what it is to produce a green building. And now it's time for us to understand the context in which that green building is built, and grapple with the big ideas. How do we want to live? How do we expect our society to behave? What is the relationship between habitat and how we treat one another? What does it mean to have respect for land? And as I think about the big economic ideas, the transformation that we in this region are going to go through, as we look from our sense of where Portland and Oregon is in the bigger economic ecosphere, I see essentially that green-collar jobs will be a big part of our future. We as a community are deeply grateful to have the University of Oregon and PSU so deeply embedded in our community and developing master's candidates in sustainability studies and environmental studies, and that we will have the talent necessary to really bring our way of thinking to the rest of the country and perhaps the world. But as Stefan may have observed, some of them are a bit ahead of us. But my general impression of this was an incredibly interesting and I think thought-provoking and for me educational experience. I'm honored to be part of this panel and recognize that much like getting into an elite college, this was geographic diversity at its best.
Hi everyone. I am the Word, He is the water. There's an old Protestant hymn that talks about water and the Word. So here we are, reliving our religion. He's actually Catholic, but I'm going for it. I'm Susan Sanasi, and I hope you can hear me back there. I think there was a little bit too much of that salmon wine back there. Thank you. That always works with kids and it always works with adults. There's something innately baby about us. Anyway, one of the things that I really wanted to say was that Brooke and Josh, who are here, basically represent to me the future as it will play out. The incredible collaboration between an architecture professor and an architect and an ecologist. And then when we begin to talk about collaborations on all levels, whether it's physical science, natural science, social science, collaborating with one another is where we are going right now. And these two young men basically represent the future here and all of your future. So I really, really want you to give them a hand. By the program that they wrote, how sensitive it was both to architecture, to place, to nature, which brought things together in such a uniquely thoughtful way that I was actually reading the brief, the competition brief on the plane, and I was thinking, how are we ever going to put our arms around these projects? I mean, they are so complex. And this is such an important moment in design competitions. To mark the moment, we really need to think about what it means to have a design competition. It's about ideas, it's about making things work, it's about collaboration, it's about beauty, but it's not about the beauty shop. Design competitions, whether it's product, whether it's architecture, whether it's interiors, tend to be about the glamour shot. Well, of course we love beautiful pictures, but we also need and want and absolutely have the necessity for solid information and solid science to back it all up. And this competition did that. You could tell by the entrance which group actually collaborated, and which people, which entrants actually used some flimsy research that they read up on the night before. No science is made that way, folks. We cannot understand the world by reading a blog, folks. We do not know anything deeply until we really understand it through our bodies and through our minds, folks. So I think we really have to rethink how we think about design, and we think about planning, and we think about the integration of neighborhoods and integration of nature and architecture and planning and all that make our lives work for us. And this competition certainly did that. And once again, Brooke and Josh, you are my heroes. Thank you.
It's good to be back in Portland. I remember the same end of the city. It's unlike our guy here. It's been a long time. I was the glamour shot for the jury, as you can tell. Therefore, lost my bags again, so I'm not dressed to my normal Victorian standards. Well, let's face it, integrating habitats is pretty damn hard. To start with, and where we discover is hard. Restoration is hard. In fact, I was reminded during this design competition, the closing lines of one of my favorite American poets, Wendell Berry, who in his poem Restoration said, "This is not a paradisal dream, its hardship is its possibility." And that was really the theme of this competition. There was no plug and chug. There was no one-off solution. There was no slogan or acronym that really helped the salmon out. The job is hard, and we were really impressed by the degree to which the entries went at it. And as we went through everything, it seemed there were four perspectives that made an enormous difference. The first was the folks that thought from the roof to the stream. The second were the folks that envisioned from the stream to the roof. The third were the people that came together under the same roof. And the fourth that were wise enough to leave that roof and go out to the stream and find out what really matters. Let me discuss each one of these in turn. The good designs took a common path and to think about reducing stormwater runoff incrementally as one moves from the rooftop to the stream, essentially replacing a traditional piece of stormwater infrastructure with an alternative, a sustainable one. So think asphalt roof, green roof, roof leader, rain tank, compacted soil, composted soils, curb and gutters, grass channels, storm drain pipe, dry swales, drainage channels, linear wetlands, floodplains, stream corridors, and greenlands. Now salmon, of course, take a reverse view. They look from the stream to the roof. And the good designs that were recurring theme for us were the ones that look for opportunities to retrofit or restore progressively, moving up the stream network through the uplands into the neighborhoods. And so again, going from the stream network, looking for fish barriers to remove, in the streams, potential for spawning and stream repairs, zero water streams, possible to daylight streams that have been gone for generations. Corridors, reforestation and retrofitting, moving up to the neighborhood to practice stewardship and provide that engagement to get the residents of Portland to care. So keep moving upstream inexorably, much as salmon do, into the uplands. And those were the really cool designs. The third theme was good designs all shared the fact that they collaborated a lot of people on the same rooftop. No one can do this kind of work alone. The architect can't, the engineer can't, planners sure as hell can't, the scientists singular intent of this design competition to force that collaboration to take place. In that sense, I thought it was a spectacular success. However, I would say to you in this room that it's not a one-off competition. It's time to extend that degree of collaboration in our daily work, in every project, every restoration watershed plan that we do on a daily basis. So remember, let's share the work together. And lastly, remember that what we're rewarding tonight are designs. Designs are wonderful things. They're intentions, but they're not reality. So as these are translated to reality in our communities, remember that we're performing a series of landscape experiments. And it's our job as a profession, whether we're in the private or the public sector, to go out and measure and observe what has worked, what has not worked, so we can contribute to the practice, the watershed protection to be more sustainable. I just want to again thank the host committee and everyone else, the entries, they did a fine job, and thank all of you for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure and an honor to be on this jury. This is a competition, and I'm coming from a cultural background where architectural work is mostly done through competitions. So I know how much work it is to prepare something. This was a competition where I think the quality of the work, in average, was very good. There were some, like in all competitions, some outstanding, fantastic work, and some very good work. What is always a challenge, but is also a good preparation for us, for the jury, or good help to judge the work, is that architects or designers or students in this case have to compress their ideas and work to 2 pages, 2 panels. So it's compressed. They have restricted place. They don't have time and place to waste. So it is really condensed to the ideas, to the essence of the design of the work. It was, as it was mentioned before, for me very interesting to work together with specialists from all different fields. So it was architects, water specialists, landscape, many different fields, a developer. And you usually don't have this kind of interdisciplinary thinking and working unless you do a big project where you have all the specialists. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have been working together with all these people here, and also for the fantastic preparation of this competition, and last but not least, for the great work that has been submitted. Thank you.
As Josh said, I'm a landscape architect, and I work from the standpoint of landscape ecology. And so I want to close this part of our remarks here really speaking about the habitat part of integrating habitats. How extraordinarily forward-looking that idea is, and it's much more than an idea here in Portland Metro, but also really how fundamentally important it is. We looked, essentially, this idea of habitats, which I think is very important from the standpoint of maintaining biodiversity on the planet in the face of climate change. What happens here in the Portland Metro in the next 40 years as habitat has that kind of status, as it does really in every large metro area. What happens here can only happen in an effective way if, to repeat the theme that each of us touched on as we had this important discussion in the jury, can only happen if the design disciplines, engineering, as well as engineering and real estate development, do learn how to collaborate. We had many magnificent entries, and you'll see many of the winners were student teams. So I think the onus is not only on those of us who are in the midst of our careers now, but frankly, it's on all of you who are students to push us, so that you learn how to collaborate across the disciplines in school. And it isn't something that you have to discover and invent for yourselves later on. It is really just too fundamental to the real effectiveness of the design disciplines to have to leave it until after you get professional accreditation. The genius of this work was in the collaboration. The reason I think it has to be design work is that one of the reasons that habitats can be sustained in urban areas is because of the wonderful experience it provides for the people who live there. Wildlife in urban areas, we know from research, from empirical research, and we know from our own everyday experiences, is part of what makes life good. So that's part of the reason to keep integrating habitats here in Portland. But to do this, things will have to change, and the HCAs that are part of what Portland Metro is specifying are this magnificent gateway for local governments to discuss how to do that. Urbanism will change, real estate development will change, landscape architecture has to change. But I'm looking forward to, beyond being able to tell you about the results of this competition in just a moment, is really the possibility of everyone in Portland sharing with all the rest of us what you will learn as you take these ideas forward. I think you'll have a lot to teach us, and thank you so much for allowing me to participate.
Stay out super late tonight, picking apples, making pies, put a little something in our